Hello and welcome to Mining Corner. We are nearing the end of 2024, and that is why today's episode will look at the key milestones and achievements that ZCCM has attained this year. We'll also look back at key developments within the ZCCM portfolio as we come to the end of the year. So it's a fully packed program. You will do well just to recap on what has been scored as far as the mining sector is concerned, and of course the profile of ZCCM. Stay with us. So it's a look back show, and to help me as far as that is concerned, I'm joined by Lois Mbata, the Corporate Affairs Manager at ZCCM. It's good to have you on the program.
Thank you very much, Brian, and I'm honored to be here.
You must be very delighted, because of what this year has been for you, isn't it?
Absolutely. It's been an eventful year for ZCCM.
Yeah.
Yes. First
of all, the 2023 dividend declaration was spearheading, achievements in the media when it comes to ZCCM. I just want you just to give us more details as far as that is concerned, and look back at what was the highlight for the year, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Obviously, for any shareholder, if you've invested in something, you expect a return on investment. So we do have over 4,000 shareholders in ZCCM, and we have majority is the government through the IDC that has 60%, and we have the Ministry of Finance that has about 17.3%. We also have NAPSA at 15%, and the remainder of 7.4% somewhere there, it's by individual and various private shareholders. So obviously they've invested in the company and they expect a return on investment. And so it was a good year for them looking back at 2023. So the dividend that we're talking about that we gave out to the shareholders was for the 2023 financial year. And in total it was 243 million kwacha. So each shareholder got a share according to what shares they have in the company. So you're talking about the IDC that got 146 million kwacha, and we gave a dividend check to them. And also the NAPSA got about 36 million kwacha. We had Ministry of Finance, 42 million kwacha. Obviously, for you to declare a dividend as a company, you need to be profitable. So ZCCM recorded a company profit of 4.8 billion kwacha in the financial year of 2023, and it's arising from these profits, and that we were able to declare a 243 million kwacha dividend to the shareholders. So the profit that we recorded as a company was largely due to the royalty receipts that we got from consumption, and also improved performance from our investee companies in 2023. So it was an exciting year. It's been an exciting year for the ZCCM shareholders who got a return on investment.
I can imagine how the shareholders, how delighted they were.
Absolutely.
Let's move on and talk about another interesting and huge milestone that you scored, the reopening or relaunching, if you like, of Mopani. Of course, when the company was not operating, there were so many concerns. Jobs were lost, in that area, and the relaunch was a very, very exciting development for the people of the workers at Mopani. Let's talk about that as well.
Yes, so obviously it was a big one. One of the key things that we're working on as ZCCM, obviously this conversation started sometime in 2023. Mopani, at the time Glencore exited 2 years ago, ZCCM increased its stake to 100%, taking over the operations of the company. At the time of the exit, obviously there were these expansion projects that were underway, and they needed over $300 million to complete this expansion project. So Mopani went through a tumultuous period where obviously operational funds for operations were coming in very limited. So it affected the operations of the company. We saw production going down, but and as a strategy as ZCCM, we went into the market to look for a strategic equity partner. And this is a process that, as I've mentioned, started last year. And so early this year, we presented through, after a vigorous process, various investors that expressed interest in the company to invest. So we had International Holdings Resources that came out as a most suitable investor in the company for an investment of 1.1 billion kwacha. So with this investment, we talked to the shareholders early this year, and there was a unanimous support and approval of this transaction. And we saw IRH coming in, subscribing to new shares that that were given by Mopani Copper Mines, and hence it diluted our shareholding to 49%. So IRH got 51%. So obviously with this investment, it has unlocked Mopani Copper Mines, because then we are going to see the expansion projects being completed in the next 3 to 4 years, and we'll see production for Mopani going from an average of about 80,000 metric tons to about 200,000 metric tons in the next 2 to 4 years. And obviously with government target of 3 million metric tons per annum, this goes a long way towards the achievement of that government target. Right. Apart from that, obviously it has unlocked various opportunities for suppliers and contractors. Obviously with the difficult times that Mopani went through, a lot of contractors and suppliers, it was difficult to honor up on the part of Mopani, but with the investment that has come in, all the suppliers that were owed have been paid out. And there's new contracts. There's a thriving, business community that are happy. Obviously, in the last episode, we saw that a testament to the coming in of an equity partner and how it has just revived the businesses on the Copper Belt. Yeah,
it changes the economic profile of the area, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
But let's talk about Konkola Copper Mines as well, because it's another milestone that you can boast about when it comes to this year. How significant, though, I wonder, is this achievement?
Obviously, with Konkola Copper Mines, there were legal impediments for years, and obviously that again impacted the performance of Konkola Copper Mines. As you know, it's one of the biggest mines in the country, and very significant to contributing to the country's treasury. So with the coming in of the new Dawn government, there was that need for us to reset relationships with some of our shareholders, but also His Excellency will always say, you can't mine in court. So as we're mining in court, nothing is happening on the ground, and that's what was happening. So we had to resolve these legal impediments that were resolved, and this year we saw the relaunch of Konkola Copper Mines. Again, it's the revitalization of the Copper Belt that comes into play. The employment, the thousands of employed workers on the Copper Belt being returned. We're looking at suppliers and contractors getting the business again, and obviously again an achievement towards the target that government had set of 3 million metric tons. We will be able to see increased production at Konkola Copper Mines. So all these efforts go towards that target that government has set, and it's our role as ZCCMI through our invested companies such as Mopani and also Konkola Copper Mines to contribute towards that target. Yeah.
Listen, in August, again, you had something to smile about because you announced another milestone, an increase in shareholding in Lambe. Tell us about that.
So Lambe is one of our portfolio companies. Yeah. We hold 20% in Lambe, and Lambe Copper Mines is based in Chililabombwe. So it's one of those entities that has been underperforming over the years, and we've invested heavily as a company. So previously, the previous shareholder was EMR Capital that held 80% in the entity, and they exited and sold their stake to JCHX, and that's the announcement that we made. And we took advantage of that opportunity to have that conversation with the new partners for the potential for ZCCMI to increase its shareholding stake from the 20% to 30%. And that's the additional 10% that we announced early this year in August, that we are increasing our stake. And that's the conversation that we've had with our new partners in Lambe Copper Mines, JCHX. So apart from that, obviously another exciting development with Lambe was the introduction of the marketing rights to the copper ore concentration in proportion to our shareholdings. ZCCMI will be able to get those marketing rights. It's something, as a country, we have been exporting these minerals, and we do not participate in the marketing of these minerals. So it's a start for ZCCMI. It's a new thing for ZCCMI, and would like to play in that. And all in all, it's for ZCCMI to extract value from all our investments. Remember, we've invested investment, we hold these investments on behalf of the Zambian people, looking at the extent to which the government has in the company. So it's representing the Zambian people in these entities. So we want to ensure we extract value on behalf of the Zambian people, but also our shareholders, so that we can be able to pay back that dividend continuously and sustainably. And
earlier on I spoke about Mamba Phase 2. Let's talk about that as well, Louisa.
Right. Yeah. So exciting project as well. One of our strategic focus as ZCCMIH is to invest in mining and energy and also related investments. So we would like to grow our foothold in the energy sector. So far, we do have on our portfolio, which we also talk about, the CEC, Copper Belt Energy Corporation, in which we have 31.07%. So Mamba is one of the companies in which we have 35% as ZCCMIH, obviously currently helping with the energy crisis that the country is faced with 300 megawatts that they are producing currently. Phase 2 also is about the additional 300 megawatts, which will come online, which is projected to come online in the next 2 years by 2026. We're hoping that definitely this project will come to completion. And as ZCCMIH, obviously, we have invested in this project. It's a $400 million project, and $100 million of that $400 million will be financed through equity financing. So with our shareholding of 35%, so we will invest $35 million in the project, but also we'll participate in the debt financing of the remainder of the $300 million. So as ZCCMIH, we have invested, we're going to invest $15 million in debt towards the project and $35 million as equity contribution. So the project is very critical because it does not rely on hydro or climatic changes. So it's a more sustainable way to diversify the energy mix of the country. So we are very proud of that. As ZCCMIH, we are investing on behalf of our shareholders.
All right. Let's stay in Southern Province. And now we will bring into this conversation the solar plant at Kariba Minerals, another interesting feature in as far as this year is concerned.
Absolutely. Yeah. Another interesting milestone under the ZCCMIH portfolio. So one of the key drivers as ZCCMIH is to decarbonize our operations. So that talks about reducing our carbon footprint. If you look at our portfolio, largely it's in the extractive sector. So Kariba Minerals is based in Mopatizia in Southern Province, and it's an amethyst mining entity. We own it 100% as ZCCMIH. So obviously they've had no power grid nearby, and they have been operating based on diesel for the over 50 years that Kariba Minerals has been in operation. So we partnered with Puma and MBHE to set up a 250 kVA mini solar grid, a plant, to power the operations of the company. So as we speak, that goes to decarbonizing our operations within the portfolio, but also reducing the carbon footprint. I imagine having relied on diesel generated power for over 50 years, what that does to the environment. So we have reduced our carbon footprint, and it is a strategy that we want to also extend to other subsidiaries that we have within the ZCCMIH portfolio. All right.
Listen, let's take a very long drive from Southern Province.
Okay.
We go to Northwestern Province, because there's some quite interesting story as well that came to the fore. Another huge milestone, another golden milestone, so to speak, at Kasaseli, a gold mine, and the president was there to officiate at this particular reopening of the mine. Tell me about what led to this development and what the future looks like for Kasaseli Gold Mine.
A long drive indeed to Mwinilunga in Kasenseli, and obviously, like you said, it's a golden milestone for ZCCMIH. Kasenseli hasn't been operational for almost 2 years now, having its operations suspended based on safety issues. So the announcement of ZCCMIH of the mine being reopened was announced sometime in July, and we embarked on carrying out remedial works that were cited by the mine safety department. So those are things that we started working on. So that also led to the reopening of the mine. Aside from that, it was just resolving various stakeholder issues that was impeding on the progressing the mine. mine or reopening, and we managed to get a consent from the traditional leadership, the mine to consent to mine. So for us, it's an exciting milestone, having resolved all these issues. As you know, prior to the operations being suspended, whatever was coming out were in terms of gold production, we were selling to the Bank of Zambia to show up gold reserves for the country.
Listen, we spoke about dividend declaration earlier on.
Yes.
Let's talk about the shares performance. And I know that ZCMH is listed on 3 stock markets. The primary listing on the Lusaka Securities Exchange, and then secondary listings on the London stock market and the Euronext access in Paris, or Paris if you like. Tell us about the performance of your primary market, this year.
Yes, so exciting as well. Obviously, with all these developments that I've talked about, it's value adding to the shareholders at ZCCMH in an effort to maximize value and return for our shareholders. So obviously with all this development, the market responded positively. As you've rightly put, our primary listing is on the Lusaka Securities Exchange. So we have seen our share price when we opened the year in January 2024, it was at 42 kwacha. As we speak now, it's at 65 kwacha. So if you look at that, that's like a over 50% increase in terms of price of the company's share price on the Lusaka Securities Exchange. And we've seen a lot of liquidity on the market with regards to the ZCCM share price. For a very long time, you would have 5 shares traded, 10 shares, but just this year, we've seen a lot of activity regarding our share performance on the Lusaka Securities Exchange.
All right. Well, that's quite some delightful news indeed. Let's talk about the corporate social responsibility that you are engaging in and how far you went this year.
Obviously, with all these developments that I've talked about, we can't leave the community out of the conversation. So one of the key projects that we've had to do, obviously early in the year, as a company, we donated 1 million kwacha towards the fight against the cholera pandemic, obviously, which started sometime this year. And a lot of stakeholders came on board, and ZCCMH did contribute 1 million kwacha towards the fight against the cholera pandemic. Aside from that, we are in Mapatizia. Mapatizia is very far from where we are right now, and we have sunk a solar-powered water bore and put up the water reticulation system at the only clinic that the area has. And we will be also undertaking a solar project in the area to put up solar solutions at the clinic, at the school, at the police post, and also at the market area to set up street lights. We are in an extractive sector, so we in terms of the environmental side of things, we are also going to embark on tree planting, where ZCCMH is in Lusaka, Ndola, Kitwe, and Kalulushi.
All right, interesting. With all these milestones, all right, and because of time, I know you did not go beyond what you gave us, but with all these milestones, all this hard work that you put in 2024, you won 8 awards this year. Am I correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
That is right.
Yeah.
That is right.
That should trigger some tremendous excitement on your part.
Absolutely.
Yeah?
We're very proud to have received 8 awards at the Lusaka Agriculture and Commercial Show. We got 4 awards, the best overall mining exhibit. We also got the best overall industrial exhibit and second best Lusa listed company. So obviously the theme being creating a competitive future during the, we demonstrated how ZCCMH in all its operations, we are creating this competitive future. One of them I talked about was the launch of the solar, our participation in that solar space, and the various developments that I've talked about. The other one was at the Ndola Trade Fair, where we won again other awards. One of them was the best overall mining exhibit, and we've been getting this award for 7 consecutive years now. So
that's you bragging, right?
Absolutely. And the big one was getting the second best overall exhibit out of a number of over 100 exhibitors. We got the second best overall exhibit, but also the best manufacturing exhibit. So again, there, which talked about the theme being the unlocking potential through partnerships. If you look at all the developments I've talked about, it was through partnerships. So we unlock economic potential for the country through the partnerships that we have. The Mingomba, for instance, with our partnership with Kobo that are using AI technologies is one of the key milestones.
Yeah.
So these awards are a testament to what we're doing as a company in maximizing value and return for our shareholders, but also our stakeholders. Our mission is to create tangible wealth sustainably for the people of Zambia and all our stakeholders, and we're doing exactly that as a company.
From what you've said, is it safe to say that this year was a good year for you?
It's been a great year.
Yeah?
Not just a good year, it's been a great year for ZCCMH.
All right. One to remember, isn't it?
Yes, absolutely.
Excellent. Listen, we're pressed for time, Loisa. But let's go to our mining news in 60 seconds. So congratulations to the winners. And Loisa, let's talk about the prizes to look forward to for those who have answered the questions correct.
Absolutely, and it's something that I talked about even in the last episode, and we are excited. We have interesting giveaways. A mine visit, if you've never been under almost 2 kilometers beneath the earth, you will have that potential to see.
It's a breathtaking experience, right?
Absolutely. It's a sobering, maybe not breathtaking, but sobering experience, because imagine you're 2 kilometers, almost 2 kilometers down the belly of the earth. It's almost like you are in a sauna. It's an interesting experience. We also have giveaways such as the jewelry that is done by Kariba Minerals. Those are the exciting prizes, apart from the other branding collaterals that ZCCMH has.
Excellent, excellent. What do you have for Zambians as a takeaway point from this particular show as we wind up?
Right. So for the rest of the people, I know a lot of people ask how can they be part of ZCCMH or buy shares in ZCCMH. It's a very easy process where you open a brokerage account with a broker. There are various listed approved brokers on the Lusaka Securities Exchange, and you invest the money there, and the broker will be able to buy shares on behalf of you in ZCCMH or any listed entity for that matter. So I would like to, for now, appeal to everyone who is interested in that to reach out. We'll be able to give you that process and be part of ZCCMH to unlock the economic potential of the country.
All right.
And would like to wish all of you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Excellent. Listen, you know when you're doing work, sometimes I know that you've got awards, but no one gives you a pat on your back and says, you know what, job well done. So I'm saying it now. Job well done when it comes to this year. You've done a fantastic job, and I can only imagine what next year holds and what you're about to unleash next year.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
For a very successful year. And thanks to you folks for watching. We'll go on a short recess. We're only back on air on the 9th of January next year. So you do want to make a date with us. But thank you very much for being our viewer today and for giving us time to be on your screens talking about issues that affect our mining sector. Until the 9th of January next year, my name is Brian Lambe. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.